There may be a person who clicked on this video and said, girl, you are a joke. You're making a video about gaining weight. Yes, I am, because it's just as hard for people to gain weight as it is for people who want to lose weight. Gorgeous girls, welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time here, my name is Shamir. As you guys saw by the title of this video, this is a weight gain video. I really wanted to share with you guys my tips on how I gain weight and also how you can gain weight fast. Now I do want to give you guys a quick little just backstory about myself and why I was trying to gain weight. But if you guys do want to just skip this part and get straight to the tips, I will leave the timestamp here so that you guys can just skip straight to the tips. But I do think it's very beneficial and it's good knowing a person's backstory, because you may have the same backstory as myself, and that would just help you along with your weight gain journey. So if you guys didn't know, and well, of course, if you're new here to my channel, you wouldn't know that I recently had a baby. He'll actually be turning 1 next month, so I'm about 12 months postpartum. Before getting pregnant, my weight was about 155, almost 160 pounds. I think that's the perfect weight for me. I'm actually making my way to 160 right now. That's what I'm trying to do again. But prior to getting pregnant, I was between 155 and 160. Now, once I got pregnant, you guys know most women do get sick during their first trimester of pregnancy, and that's actually what happened with me. So of course I didn't even have morning sickness, you guys. It was more of a all-day sickness. I barely ate. I was in bed all the time, throwing up almost every day. That did lead to me losing a bit of weight. Now, towards the end of my pregnancy, I finally did start to put on more weight, and I was actually happy because, you know, it's like I'm pregnant. I wanted to see that weight, and not because I was worried about my weight. I wasn't concerned. My doctor let me know, you know, everything was perfectly fine. My weight was fine. I didn't need to gain weight, but that I would see more of a weight gain towards the end of my pregnancy, which I did. And sadly, but it was also a good thing, after I had my baby, I did lose most of my baby weight. I didn't hold on to any of it. Yeah, and I thought I was, but I didn't. And I really wanted to, but it didn't go that way. I was very small. Before he was 1 month old, I was very small. I'll try and insert picture or clip or video or something of me just maybe about a month after having him. I was back to my small self. More into me, you know, having my baby. He's 5 months old, 6 months old, and I do breastfeed. I still currently do breastfeed him. He's not on a bottle. He does not take formula. So as you can imagine, I am breastfeeding 24/7. So with breastfeeding, a lot of people don't know, it actually burns a lot of calories. Breastfeeding actually burns between 300 and 400 calories a day. So that's me burning 300 to 400 calories a day. And it was pretty hard for me in the beginning. Well, most of this first year of having him, it was pretty hard for me to focus on, you know, taking care of him and taking care of myself at the same time. So I wasn't really eating. I haven't been, you know, I just wasn't eating. I would say I was maybe eating once a day. And with me only eating once a day and breastfeeding, it was just like, you might as well say I wasn't even eating anything. So yeah, I was barely eating. But to myself, and I guess because I was just so busy and, you know, just wrapped up and taking care of my baby, I thought, okay, as long as I at least eat once a day, then everything will be fine. And then since I'm, you know, taking care of him, I'm a bit distracted from, am I taking care of myself? Am I feeding myself? Am I drinking enough water? So yeah, none of that was happening. So I got down to about 120. I would say my lowest was like about 125. And this was just a couple months ago, you guys, because like I said, he just turned 11 months. He'll be 12 months. He'll be 1 next month. So this all just happened a few months ago, where I got down to about 125. And then every now and then I was, you know, going to the gym, trying to work out. Going to the gym also helps with my mental health. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start working out. But it really wasn't a good idea for me to work out because, again, I was not really eating enough. so I really shouldn't have been working out. And also prior to this weight gain journey that I am currently doing, I did do another weight gain journey, I want to say about 2 years ago. So I'm pretty much experiencing this whole weight gain thing. I know the proper foods to eat, what to do, what workouts and things like that, because I've always been on the slimmer side. I've always been very thin. I'm very tall for a girl. I'm 5'7.5", but I've always been very slim. And no matter how small I am, I always have had like some kind of butt. So even at my lowest in weight, I've still had a little butt there. It's gonna be little, but it was still a butt. I'm just letting you guys know that because I don't want you to really compare yourself to me, because when I gain weight, the first place my weight goes to are my butt and my thighs. That's just how my body is, just genetics. That's just the way it is for me. So during your weight gain journey, I don't want you to compare yourself to me and say, oh, well, my weight went to a certain place and yours isn't going to that exact same place. And I'm not just saying that's the only place it goes to, because I for sure see a difference in my stomach. And I always see a difference in my arms when I put on weight as well. Exact starting weight at the beginning of this weight gain journey was 129, and my current weight right now is actually 145. And I'm so happy. That may not sound like a huge difference, but to me, it feels like a huge difference, and it looks like a huge difference when I look at myself in the mirror, and especially when I try on clothes that I was able to fit when I was 129 that I can no longer fit now. So let's get on to these tips, because I know that's what you guys are really here for. And I just want to say good luck in your weight gain journey. No matter if you're female or male, I know gaining weight can be a struggle, but I am here to help you guys. Okay, so tip number one for me was to develop a healthy relationship with food. I had to remind myself, even on the days when it was hard for me to eat, or even if I wasn't craving food, that food is something that I need. For one, I cannot survive without food. I will see food and I wouldn't even crave it. Or, you know, I'm just sitting around and I'm like, okay, I know I should eat, but I'm just not gonna eat because I'm not hungry. It was more of a knowing that I needed that nourishment in my body, and if I don't eat, I'm not gonna be alive if I simply do not eat. Just understanding and learning, you know, what comes from food, what type of nutrients come from different types of food, and how this type of food would make me feel, and how, you know, once I ate, I would just get a boost of energy. So you really have to understand like why you're eating, why you need to eat, even though you're not craving the food. I feel like that's really important for you guys out there who say, oh, I want to gain weight and I want to eat, but I just don't have an appetite. Once you actually understand what your food can do for you and what different types of food actually do for you and your body, you'll have a totally different relationship with food, and you'll start to have more of a craving for different things. In the beginning of your weight gain journey, I will say like your first week, try introducing more meals to your diet rather than larger meals. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, I need to eat bigger meals to gain weight. That is kind of being harder on yourself in the very beginning. Try, even if it's just like the smallest meal, you guys, even if it's just a bowl of oatmeal. So for example, if you're the type of person who wouldn't normally eat breakfast, and I used to be one of those people, and I know there's a lot of us out there who just doesn't really crave breakfast food at breakfast hours. That was me. I love breakfast food, but I would not want breakfast early in the morning. So if you're a person like that, I don't recommend making a huge breakfast your first week of your weight gain journey. You're not gonna want it. You're not gonna want it whatsoever. So I would say start off with like 2 scrambled eggs and that's it, or 1 small bowl of oatmeal and that's it. If you're not craving food, how are you gonna eat large amounts of food? That's just not gonna work at all. So just like how you would do your breakfast, you would do the same for lunch. Make sure you have a lunch, but something small. For dinner, do the same thing. And that right there, of course, is 3 meals. But since we're going for more meals and not larger meals, how about you throw in a meal before lunch, and of course not a huge meal, something small, and then you want to make sure you have another meal in between lunch and dinner. So what we're striving for is 5 to 7 meals a day, and it does not have to be big meals. You don't have to have a big dinner. You don't have to have a huge breakfast with waffles and sausage and eggs and grits and you don't have to do all that. What we're striving for is 5 to 7 meals a day, and they do not have to be huge meals. But I guarantee you guys, after that first week of having 5 to 7 meals a day, you're gonna have a bigger appetite, and you're gonna actually start to want bigger meals. So then you'll be going for more meals, and they're gonna be a lot bigger as well. For myself, I actually drink a protein smoothie after every workout, but I have to be honest, during this weight gain journey, I actually haven't really been drinking protein smoothies because I haven't really worked out at all. I just haven't had the time, mainly because I wasn't working out, and then I was just eating so much. A protein smoothie was not on my mind because I was just eating so much food. Protein smoothie is another way to get in another meal throughout the day. It'll add on a bunch more calories. If you guys are interested in recipes for protein smoothies, I'll link mine down below for my protein smoothie, which is actually over 1,000 calories. That's most of your calories you'll need in a day to start to put on some weight. You don't want to supplement your protein smoothie for another meal because we're not trying to take away from any meals. We're using the smoothie as another option to add calories to your diet during the day. So I would say to drink 1 to 2 protein smoothies a day, and for sure drink one right after your workouts. And tip number 4 actually kind of goes in with tip number 3. So tip number 4 is to eat plenty of protein. Now I am a pescatarian, but most of my meals are more on the vegetarian side because I don't eat seafood with every meal, of course, or I don't even eat seafood every single day. So I am kind of in between being a pescatarian and vegetarian, and I do have to make sure I am getting in lots more protein. It's kind of harder for me to get in as much protein as a person who actually eats meat. So if you are a pescatarian, just make sure, or I mean anyone, you need to just make sure you're getting in your protein every day. Try and add something to each meal to make sure I am getting in enough protein. And what I like to do with every meal that I make is just look at my plate and see what's on my plate. Of course, with tracking my calories, I just like to look at my plate and see what protein I have, what kind of healthy fats I have, and what I can add to it to add to my calorie intake for the day as well. So you want to just make sure you are getting in your healthy fats. A good example for healthy fats can be nuts and butter, yogurt, avocado, a good fatty fish, flax seeds, chia seeds, and eggs. And everything I just named off to you guys is literally what I eat throughout the day. So it's not hard whatsoever to add these things to your diet to make sure you are taking in all of those healthy fats. Now I have to say, for me, this is probably like one of the things that helped me out the most with gaining weight. I get tired of eating the same foods over and over again sometimes. Like right now, I am currently so over avocado toast. I don't want avocado toast for the rest of my life. That's what I feel like right now because I eat avocado toast so much. It's a very easy meal to make for breakfast, and I always have avocado in my home, so it's just always one of my go-tos, but I'm currently so over it. But keeping your meals interesting will keep you eating, you guys. I promise you, I've never cooked so many different types of food in my life before until I knew I wanted to gain weight, and I noticed how much more I eat when I'm trying different recipes and different meals. So I promise you guys, I'm always on Google, I'm always on YouTube trying new things. And one of my friends actually told me like, oh my gosh, you're such a good cook, you're always cooking this and that, and she wants to try this and that. And I'm like, girl, I mean, I didn't just wake up and know how to cook. When I want something and I'm craving something, especially during my whole weight gain journey, I act on it right then and there, because I know if I wait, I'm just gonna sit back and then that's a meal I'm gonna miss out on. And we're not missing out on any meals, okay? So whenever I'm craving something, I'll look up the recipe, and if I have all of those ingredients in my kitchen, I'm going and making that right then and there. Keeping your meals interesting will keep you eating all day long. You'll never get bored of any meals. And that kind of goes hand in hand with meal prepping as well. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Some days I've meal prepped and I've just thrown out the remaining of the meal preps because I got tired of eating the same thing. So, and that's another tip, meal prep. Meal prepping is really good to help you gain weight because you have your meals all there on hand. All you have to do is pop it in the oven or the microwave, and there you go. And for me, I don't meal prep breakfast, lunch, dinner. The most I'll meal prep is something that I can have for lunch and dinner. So say I'll meal prep like salmon and rice and beans and a veggie. That I can have it for lunch or dinner. and the longest I'll do it for is a week. I'll be done with that before the end of the week because I'll split those 7 days of meal prep in between lunch and dinner. Working out is a major component when it comes to gaining weight. Not only is it going to keep you looking a bit more toned and looking better as you're gaining weight, because you guys know when you gain weight, you cannot target where this weight is going to. You cannot say, oh, I want the weight to go to my boobs, and your boobs are going to go, or I want it to go to my hips and my butt, and I'm about to be walking around with an hourglass shape just because I'm gaining this weight. That's not how it works. We live in the real world, and that's just not how it works. So working out is a major component when it comes to gaining weight. You know, you're building muscle. Not only because of that, I've learned that over the time of me, you know, gaining weight, I've learned that, and you guys may have noticed it as well, let's say after you eat a big heavy dinner or lunch, you tend to feel, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, you have the itis, but as you're going along and you're eating heavy meals and you just start to feel just because you're eating so much heavy food or even unhealthy food, I just feel like working out helps to make me not feel that way as much, and it helps with your mental health as well. Because if you guys haven't noticed, if you just sit around all day and you're just eating so much food, and I'm sure if you ask an overweight person or a person who's very out of shape, how do they feel, they're going to tell you they don't feel too good, right? And I know they don't, but they're going to tell you they don't feel too good being overweight, and it plays a part on your mental health as well. So I feel like working out not only helps with your body during your weight gain, but it also helps with your mental health as well. You want to stay consistent with trying to gain weight, just like if you were a person who wanted to lose weight. Someone may have just clicked on this video and was like, girl, you're a freaking joke for making a video about gaining weight while there are people out here trying to lose weight. Believe me, it's a struggle for people who want to gain weight, just as it is for people who want to lose weight. We just have totally different goals, but it is hard. It's very hard. And even a person who has been very slim all my life and feeling like, oh, I'm eating a lot, but I'm not gaining weight, or I'm not seeing the weight. Honestly, I wasn't eating as much as I should have been eating to see a difference in my weight. So I actually took my phone and I set different reminders for throughout the day to remind me to eat. So when it was lunchtime, dinner time, snack time, not breakfast because I knew to eat breakfast, but like times when I knew I would either be busy, or say if my son's sleeping, so I'll maybe be napping with him, or I'm out, I always set times to remind myself to eat. So I don't care if I was at the mall walking around shopping. If my alarm goes off, I'm gonna stop by the food court and pick up some food. It's that important. Okay, you guys, so those were my top tips for gaining weight. I hope you guys were able to take something away from this video that you can apply to your own weight gain journey. The day you decide you want to commit to your journey, that you go into it with clear intentions of what your goal weight is and how you want to do it. If you guys are actually interested in what types of meals I eat or cook throughout the day, being a pescatarian or vegetarian, I have that video on my channel already, which I will be linking down below for you guys, or there will be a card here on the screen for you to just click on. But I will actually be recording a more up-to-date video of what I currently have been eating in a day to help me gain weight. So if you guys are interested in that, it will actually be uploaded after you got, well, by the time, no, it will be uploaded after this video. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one.